Hey, Algebra ones. Hey, I love this worksheet. It's great. It talks about a real-life application of adding our radicals. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this. And what's important is for us to take a look at each of these radical values that they gave us and see that they are all out of radicals that are already simplified. So it's cool looking at and how we can estimate each of these lengths. Okay, when we're talking about the length of the bedroom, we'll let the dog out for a minute. Okay, the length of the bedroom, if the bedroom on the picture is this long, then we'll go ahead and we'll add those two radicals together that represent its length. So 4 roots of 3 plus 6 roots of 3 is going to give us 10 roots of 3 for the length of the bedroom. All right, determine the minimum square footage of carpeting that the couple will need to purchase. I'm assuming that's for the bedroom. Determine the minimum square footage of carpeting. So we'll go ahead and make that conversation for the bedroom since we were just talking about the length of the bedroom, because we're going to have a bedroom where we just determined it was 10 roots of 3, and we're going to go ahead and multiply that by that width of the bedroom, which is 6 roots of 6. So what we're ending up with is 60, because 10 times 6 is 60, and then we have the square root of 3 times 6. Now 6 is 2 times 3. So there's our double factor. So when 3 comes out as 1, it's going to be times this 60. So 180 roots of 2 is going to represent the minimum square footage of carpeting for that bedroom space. All right, calculate the dimensions for both the kitchen living area and the center hallway. All right, so my kitchen, if 10 roots of 3 represent this space, when I look at what's left here, it would be 22 roots of 3 minus 10 roots of 3. So it looks like the kitchen is going to be 12 roots of 3. So my kitchen is 12 roots of 3 by, and when we look at how long that living area is, we'll go ahead and take this measurement here by 14 roots of 6. So it says add the lengths of the bath and the storage areas. Already done that for the bedroom, which was 10 roots of 3. Oops. 10 roots of 3. Find the length of the kitchen by subtracting from the total length of your house. Looks like we already did that. That's how we had 22 roots of 3 minus my 10 roots of 3. All right, so my center hallway right here is going to be, add the width of the bedroom and the storage. So the bedroom and my storage is going to be 5 roots of 6 plus 6 roots of 6, which is going to give me 11 roots of 6. And then subtracting that from the width of the house. So 14 roots of 6 minus 11 roots of 6, which is going to be 3 roots of 6. Okay, so here's where we put our kitchen and living area is 12 roots of 3 times 14 roots of 6. And our center hallway, we just said was 3 roots of 6 wide. And then for this length is going to be 10 roots of 6 long. All right, so it looks like I'm going to be getting hardwood flooring in those two areas. Let's go back and look at these. A couple wants to put carpet in the bedroom, new hardwood flooring in the kitchen, living room, and center hallway. Okay, so if we want to find the hardwood flooring, we're going to need 12 roots of 3 times 14 roots of 6 for my kitchen, and we're going to add that to 3 roots of 6 times 10 roots of 6 for the center hallway. 3 roots, oh, this is 10 roots of 3. Okay. So when I go ahead and multiply 12 times 14 is 168. Square root of 3 times the square root of 6. 6 simplifies into 2 times 3. There's my double factor. So 168 is going to be times 3. So I have 504 times the square root of 2. Here I have 10 times 3, which is going to be 30, times the square root of 6 times square root of 3. So that's 2 times 3. Here's my double factor. So 30 times 3 is going to be 90 times the square root of 2. When I add 504 plus 90, that gives me 594 square roots of 2. Now it's interesting when we go back through this worksheet, we should really pay attention to units. So when we find the length of the bedroom, that's going to be feet. When we find this area of carpeting, the square footage that is needed for the bedroom, this is this many square feet. When we're talking about my kitchen, it's this many feet and this many feet, feet, feet. Making sure that we look at, and then that square footage, once we go ahead and we multiply each of these, we wind up to this many square feet, which is necessary for the hardwoods. Okay, let's go on to our next page, which talks about determine the square footage needs to cover the kitchen living area and the center hallway and combine them. So basically this work here is what we did to get this number here. All right, let's talk about number 5, finding the width of the deck. So my width of my deck, when I look at my picture, I see that there's this much part of the house that's not included. So he says add the 2 measurements. So 3 roots of 6 plus 3 roots of 6 is going to be equal to 6 roots of 6. So because the whole house is this wide, 14 roots of 6 wide, we're going to subtract that. So 14 roots of 6 minus 6 roots of 6 is going to be 8 roots of 6 for how wide the deck is. That's my width of the deck, and that's going to be feet. Determine the square footage for the deck that they have to cover with stain. So if I go back to my picture, I see that my deck is 5 roots of 6 wide. I just determined it was 8 roots of 6 long. So that's 5 roots of 6 times 8 roots of 6. When I cover that with stain, I'm going to be figuring out the area. So that's 40 times the square root of 6 times the square root of 6. That's a double factor, so it can simplify out of the radical sign. And I wind up with 40 times 6, which is going to be equal to 240 square feet to work on that deck. Okay, if the stain costs 55 cents on average to cover each foot of decking, how much should the couple expect to pay for the stain? So if I have 240 square feet and each one costs 55 cents, I can go ahead and 240 times 55 cents, $132 to stain my deck. Okay, let's check out this last page when we're going to be talking about, oh, they're getting a swimming pool and a sauna. Aren't they lucky? They want to add a pool and a sauna outside the house. A sketch of their plan is provided. How long is the swimming pool going to be? So if I know that the entire deck is going to be 18 times the cube root of 4, with this much space and this much space before and after, my first step is going to be to add these two lengths. So 6 cube roots of 4 plus 2 cube roots of 4 is going to be equal to 8 cube roots of 4. Now I need to subtract that from 18, which is going to give me 10 cube roots of 4. That's how many feet long the pool is. How many square feet are they allowing for the swimming pool? When I look at my picture, I know that my pool is 10 cube roots of 4 long, and then this is the width. So it's going to be 10 cube roots of 4 long times 7 cube roots of 2 wide. When I go to simplify this, 10 times 7 is 70. Cube root of 4, cube root of 2 is going to give me the cube root of 4 times 2. And this has my 3 factors of 2. So it comes out as a 2. 70 times 2 is 140 square feet. That's how many feet I'm allowing for my pool. Alright, so now they want to do decorative tiling around the perimeter of the pool. So if they decide to follow through with the tiling, how many feet of the tile will they need? Alright, so if I want to do decorative tiling around the pool, if I look at my pool measurements, I have 10 cube roots of 4 for these two measurements, and I have 7 cube roots of 2 for these two measurements, which is going to give me 20 cube roots of 4 plus 14 cube roots of 2. These are not like terms and they cannot be added, so that's as good as my answer gets. Alright, good job today. Make sure you do the math space practicing with adding and subtracting radicals.